running toward, he has no fucking legs. Legs are clean cut off, chat. Clean and cut off at the knee, and he's monkey barring his way to Derpy Billy, and the gymnastic zombie goes ah and throws himself and Derpy Billy and just starts nibbling on Derpy Billy's neck. He's like, oh, oh. Hello, I just wanted to thank you for clicking on my video, and I wanted to let you know not only do I create content on my YouTube channel here, Class in a Glass, but I'm also on Twitch where I play single-player games, multiplayer games, I do movie reviews, cartoon reviews, and a whole bunch of other stuff. Also, it would be a big help if you can check out my Patreon, where you can gain access to audio commentaries, reactions, and the ability to submit questions for my podcasts and videocasts. And all that content can be found in the links below. In the meantime, enjoy the video. We have to get into tonight's review. So typically, chat, I like to start these off by asking you a very important question, chat. And the question I am asking you is, have any of you seen Zack Snyder's 2004 remake of Dawn of the Dead? I'm very curious, chat. I'm very curious. I have seen this. I have seen this movie. I saw this in theaters way back when. Actonell says, yup. Crimson, yes, love this movie. Vila Juan says, nope. Decolic, seen it. BX Samurai, yes, in theaters. There you go. You and me both. Darcy 5 minutes, 5 hours later. So now we're playing AC Valhalla. Yeah, pretty much. Crazy. You forgot it was made by him. But yeah, he did. Written by James Gunn as well. After this was kind of the movie that also put James Gunn on the map, I think, for a lot of people. Lee Jose King is like, yes. Leo was like, yup, it was good. Rip Money, a fucking classic, chat. Summer here many times. This movie kicks a ton of ass. By far, Snyder's best movie without owls. Yes, I agree. I agree with you. I'll say that right now. I love it, man. I've seen it once. What happened? Jay Leno's zombie movie. Hell yeah. Yeah. Jay Leno and Burt Reynolds. Yeah. If you never saw it, it's all right. Still prefer the OGs. I'm with you there, Victor Neckerfunk. BX Emery didn't do it better than Passion of the Christ. Casfay, I saw it, really liked it. The dub, best remake of the early 2000s. I was 17 when this came out. So no. Oh no! Sorry, if there's any technical issues, chat. Let's see if anything is everything good on my end. Yes, everything's good on my end. But yeah, so a lot of you have seen this. A couple of you have not. But yes, I've seen this. I forgot Tyrese was in this. Tyrese isn't in this. No. I don't think Tyrese Gibson. No. Tyrese is not in this movie. You were thinking of another bald black man. Summer baby. No, the person, his name is Mekhi Phifer, I believe. I think his name is Mekhi Phifer. He plays the character of Andre, Chad. He is the boyfriend, husband of the Russian pregnant zombie girl. I don't think, if Tyrese is in this, and I missed him. That's funny. Oh, you're thinking of a different bald black man. But, like many of you guys, I did see this in the theaters in 2004. And you know what? I remember being like, it's okay. I was already deep into my horror fandom, chat. I'd seen the George Romero Dead films many times over, everything from Night of the Living Dead to Dawn of the Dead and Day of the Dead. Underrated film, Day of the Dead, chat. And I saw this, and there, you know what? There's things I at the time I was like, you know what? There's some really good things here. So when we started getting the fast zombies, chat, which were really established in 2001's 28 Days Later. That was the one that kind of started that. Even though, what's his name? Danny Boyle says, well, technically they're not zombies. They're fucking zombies. They're fucking coming back and they're eating people. It's like they're goddamn zombies. And you started to see the fast zombie trend because and that proliferated. And of course you saw that with Dawn of the Dead, and it, no pun intended, ran with the idea, chat. And I always like talking about in a zombie apocalypse scenario, I would always say slow zombies is the one, because if zombies are fast, we are fucked. We are fucked, yeah. They move so goddamn, and the things the zombies do in this movie, I'm like, okay, wait a minute, is ridiculous. Yeah, first it's like, okay, they can run really fast, that's fine. They can bust down doors and shit. It's like, okay, they can pull at things. Like, all right, that's fine. But these zombies are very, very articulate. Halfway through the movie, I'm like, that is stupid. We'll get to it, yeah, we'll get to it. But I will say, there are things that I really admire about this film. I think for the most part, it is really well directed for the first, I'd say like 55 minutes, like 50 minutes, even an hour, Chet, the first hour. It's like, this is really good. I'm really liking this. It's very much a remake of the original Dawn of the Dead show, which takes place in a mall. And you're following these group of survivors who normally they would never come across each other in real life, but they kind of form their own, little family unit, if you will. I wouldn't even say they're family, more like just friendly acquaintances in a way, or at least they're becoming friends. Of course, you got the assholes in the group and everything. And you know what? Zack Snyder did that well for the most part. And the zombie action, I think, especially in the first 2/3 of the movie, I think is handled very well. I like the makeup is great. He uses a lot of practical effects. There is some digital effects and CGI, and some of that stuff does not hold up. Case in point, this thing. The zombie baby didn't hold up to begin with, chat, and it has continued not to hold up years later. Nearly 17 years later, chat, it does not hold up. Is that CGI? It's a puppet. It's a mixture of puppetry and CGI. Yeah, the mouth and eyes are CGI. It's a little puppet body, but they superimpose CGI on the baby's face. And boy, does it look dumb. And that's the thing with the movie, Chet. Like, it does so many really cool things I admired. Like, even the action sequences that he has. This one, even when he wasn't really doing slow motion. Like, there is slow motion in the movie, but it's not egregious as something like in Watchmen or 300. And like Soccer Punch or something like that. Like, there is, but it's not every single action beat has it. It's like, I kind of like that. Like, he lets the action just play out. He pulls the camera back. He has some really cool choreography that he does of his actors and his zombie actors. And I was like, this is really good. It's just the thing that, to me, and sadly it holds up to this day, my opinion still holds, where it's like the last 3 minutes of the movies, the next third, chat, the final act, I'm like, this is dumb. There's just some really just like dumb things that characters do that's like, oh, come on. Just for the sake of, we need to create like a sense of conflict. And like, it's like, okay, that's fine. You have a group that's at war each other. There's seeds in there. Like, okay, I can see this working. But there's just random choices that happen. Like, come on. There's some ridiculous stuff in here that I'm just like, this kind of bothers me a little bit. And it kind of, it muddies the overall experience. Because I was like, man, I was rewatching it. Seriously, I was rewatching this last night. And I'm like, I'm going to have to eat crow because I'm really liking this. Because I haven't seen it in 17 years. I didn't see this since the theater, chat. And I'm sitting here, I'm like, you know what? Man, he did a really good job. But I went, oh, shit. And when that third act happens, chat, I'm like, yeah, this ain't hold on. This doesn't bode well. Oh, Ty Burrell constantly fucks up in the movie. He's not even the one I'm upset with. He's not even the one I'm upset with, Chad. There's other characters I'm like, why are you doing this? Doesn't make any goddamn sense. You have people that just go crazy just for the sake of going crazy. Like, we need you to go crazy. You're like, okay. And it's like, all right, that doesn't, why? Why is this happening? Like, he does things that are not earned in the movie, and that to me is frustrating. In the third act, Chad, it feels really rushed. Even the actors, like even the characters, are like, we gotta go now, we gotta do it right now. It's like, oh shit, we're doing it now? Okay, fuck, we gotta run. That's it. It just, a lot of the things they do at the end are not earned to me. However, there is a lot to love and appreciate about this film. Most of the actors do a really good. I don't even blame the actors who, they're just told what to do in the scene, the material. I don't even blame them. They're fine. But most of the characters, they're good and they're fun. And you like to be a part of the group dynamic and see how it plays out. Thank you, by the way, to Cool. Kodiak 723. Welcome to Streamer, my new Huckleberry. Hope you're doing very well. But so I'm not gonna be like hating on this movie, chat. I will be talking some shit towards the third act. But there's a lot I admire, a lot of respect, and I totally understand why people say this is one of the best horror remakes out there. I totally understand that. I get it. We'll go into the nitty-gritty details. Some of the background. I mean, again, this was Zack Snyder's first feature film. This is what put him on the map, chat. This is the movie that got him 300 and, continued his that's when he started working with Warner Bros. A lot. But this was his first picture for Universal, Chad, who distributed the movie and produced it. as well. Had a budget, Chad, of $26 million, and like, yeah, it does. You see the money on screen. There is some. I mean, again, it's a early 2000 era movie, and so the CGI that they have in there is going to be dated, sadly. Like all the practical effects, shit, all the zombie effects, the tearing of the flesh, the bites, all that holds up to this day. Practical effects always age better. Like I would say, like, show me a scene where practical effects, are typically used in worse fashion than CGI. Typically, practical effects always win out. And all the practical effects here, with how the zombies look, how they attack the people, how they rip at the flesh, all that is great 17 years later, Chad. Like, realize, like, damn, this really holds up. And the box office was 102.3 million, chat, so made its money back, made a little extra change, too. It was a big success, of course, for Universal. And you started to see like a lot of other zombie films, like especially during this period, because you had 28 Days Later, and you had this one, and you had several other ones. I don't think they were nearly as successful as something like the Dawn of the Dead remake. Has a great cast, Chad, of people. Probably most recognizable person is Ving Rhames, who plays the police officer of the group, who has a change of heart throughout the rest of the movie. And funny enough, Burrell, who is probably best known for a lot of people for playing the idiot dad on Modern Family. It's funny because I only knew Burrell from two things. And it was one, he played like a killer on Law and Order one time, and one of the spin-off shows, I think, and for being that douchebag in Dawn of the Dead. And so when they announced Modern Family, I was like, oh, it's that fucking asshole from Dawn of the Dead. I know him. I'm thinking, is this a prequel? Is the Modern Family a prequel to Dawn of the Dead? Where he just becomes an asshole and all of his success in life and his family. He's like, yeah, fuck him. I always like to think of that in that way. And also funny, chat, in between, it's a little fun fact for Burrell, in between Dawn of the Dead and by the time he got to Modern Family, he was actually going to quit acting. He said that, yeah, people just know me for, my episode of Law and Order, and I played the asshole in Dawn of the Dead. And he's like, I was literally going to retire from acting and work at my brother-in-law's like Honda car lot. And just do that for the rest of my life until I got this fucking role on Modern Family. Now he's a huge success. But it's like, wow, that is crazy to me. Yeah. And he was great. No, he was great in Dawn of the Dead. No, I'm not saying he's not. But he's saying like he almost retired from acting because he was only known for those things. He couldn't get any fucking roles afterwards. It's kind of sad. He was in the Hulk. He was in the Hulk. Yep, the Edward Norton one in that one bit part. So it's crazy to see how some of these people have gone to success with like just one role in one movie that, and someone just remembers him for this one thing. But it has a goddamn good cast. Even if you don't recognize the actors, they all do a very good job. What Zack Snyder has them do in the film, I think, is questionable. It's not great. Also, Michael Kelly. I'm a huge Michael Kelly fan, probably best known for his work in the House of Cards. Played the Kevin Spacey's fixer in that show, and he plays the character of CG. And he's great, Chad, to see him as like a badass in the movie. I was like, oh, fuck, I forgot he was in this. This is ridiculous. He looks so goddamn young in here, Chad, but he's like all the black hair and this ridiculous black handlebar mustache that goes the way down. It was pretty fun. But no, I will say, overall, I did enjoy the movie, but I do have some issues with the film. But all respect to the people that do enjoy this film. I totally get where you're coming from. I totally get it, chat. But now we start, chat. We are following the character of Anna, chat. And she is working in a hospital, chat, and she's working a goddamn double shift, and she's got to do all this shit the doctors don't want to do, okay? They've gotten so many new patients today, chat, in the ICU. People coming in here with bites, and apparently they're under duress. A lot of them are freaking out. They don't understand what's going on, and they're watching them. And she's been working 48 goddamn hours, and the doctors don't know what the hell is going on. She's like, listen, I did my 48 hours. I'm gonna go home, okay? I haven't slept. And the doctor's like, all right, whatever. Go talk to the secretary over there about your shifts. We're gonna need new people in here. Keep getting new patients in every goddamn day. And every time she's talking to someone, they roll some new schmuck in there, Chad, who's got all bit up and going, it's like, that doesn't look good. But she goes ahead, she talks to one of the other nurses working there, Chad, the secretarial staff, and she goes, hey, I'm going to head home. She goes, okay, cool, but you're going to have to change your shift this month in order to get that 3-day weekend at the end of the month. And she goes, all right, I'll do it. Thank you, Doug, for the 5 minutes. So an average week during the pandemic. Sadly, yes. Sadly, yes, Chad. Yep. You are not wrong. You are not wrong. But she's like, yeah, I'll get that nice hefty 3-day weekend. So she goes home, chat. She lives in Milwaukee, and she goes back to the suburbs. There's some great overhead shots, and some of these are CGI enhanced. But I like them when you see like her suburban, community, chat. Very boring, very generic. All the fucking houses look the same. Some people have pools. It's like, oh, goddamn. The Gunnerbergs, they got a fucking pool. We're going to go over there and party. But are they going to party at the Gunnerbergs, chat? Probably not. Because there's a zombie apocalypse about to happen, chat. But, good old fucking Anna, chat. She's driving home in her generic goddamn Chevy car, chat. She almost hits a small child, chat. The small child, she is roller skating. Not very well, by the way. This Vivian, chat. This is Vivian. This is her. One of her next door neighbors, chat, child of the couple of next door, and Vivian and Anna, they get on very well. And Vivian's like, hi, Anna. She's like, hi, Vivian, how you doing? How's your roller skating? She goes, really good. You want to see me roller skate backwards? And Anna's like, of course I do. And she's like, okay. Jesus. Fucking Jesus. She can barely do it. And so chat, she, sweet summer child, she was not long for this world, chat. She can't even roller skate backwards, chat. She's fucking zombie child. We all know it. She can barely fucking walk. And so she's like, that's so great, Vivian. She's like, thanks, Anna. And she's like, okay, you tell your mother I said hi. She's like, okay, bye-bye. And then she goes home, chat. And Anna, she pulls into the goddamn garage shack, in the driveway, gets out of the car. Woo! She's exhausted, chat. She's exhausted. She goes inside. Husband watching a reality show, chat. Apparently it's a cooking show or something. And he tells her, oh, can you believe they kicked off the chubby Asian guy? She's like, they kicked off the chubby Asian guy. He's the best one. And he goes, I know. And she crawls in the bed, which, first of all, bullshit. She's wearing her goddamn, medical garb and shit, chat. She's just spent 48 hours at a hospital. If I was the husband, I'd be like, you are not touching me with that shit on. You're going to burn that shit or wash it. And she just crawls in the bed where they will later be sleeping in. So she, again, not taking the necessary precautions, chat. She would not live very long in the zombie apocalypse. But I'm like, I don't believe that. I definitely do not believe that. But she fucking just goes just leaving a fucking slime trail, chat, of people's, mucus and bodily fluids just all over the bed. And the husband, his name is Louis, chat. He seems not to be bothered by this at all. He goes, come here. And he's going, nyah. And they start snuggling, chat, and they watch some reality TV. And she tells him, he's like, hey, I switched shifts with some of the people, so I will have to work a little longer, for this month. But I get a 3-day weekend at the end of the month. And he goes, oh, it's awesome. She goes, right? And they start smooching, little head kiss, chat, little head kiss, and they snuggle. And then, chat, we initiate shower sex. And they're in their bathroom, chat, and they're having shower sex. I'm like, this is good. This is a good way to start the movie, chat. I appreciate this. This is 5 minutes in. We're 5 minutes in right now, and we're already getting shower sex, okay? And they do it in the goddamn shower, chat. Meanwhile, we see the TV, and the TV's like, there's fucking zombies outside. There's fucking zombies. And they come out of the shower, chat, and they fucking sleep. They do more sex probably in the bed. At least they're fucking clean. Except they're not clean anymore, chat, because as we know, she was in her goddamn disgusting medical clothes earlier. Hospital gown, chat, and all that germs now is all over their bodies while they were having sex. And so it's like, this is where the zombie apocalypse should have started, chat, right here, okay? Because that is just a bed of germs and diseases and bodily fluids that they're just having sex on top of, chat. Fucking gross. But then, it's sometime in the morning, chat, they're fucking, nuzzling into everything. They're still sleepy. But then, chat, we see their door. We cut to the door. And by the way, we're only 7 minutes in, chat, by the time we get our first zombie attack. I'm like, okay, I'm going to compliment Zack Snyder here. He gets going quickly. And I appreciate that. He's like, this movie's only an hour and 40 minutes long. Original Dawn of the Dead is a little over 2 hours. I think it's 2 hours and 20 minutes. She's like, shit, man, I want to make this shorter, and I want to make the pacing better. And I will say, the pacing in this movie is excellent. Snyder does an excellent job of making sure you're going to see something new every time, whether it's a zombie or not, or a character conflict, human conflict. He keeps the movie going, and it's very charming, I would say, for the first hour. So he does a very good job with that. It's like, okay, because he wasn't working with a lot. And so I admire that. And he worked with what he didn't have, he worked well with it. I wish he would have this sense of filmmaking style later in his career. He does not, but I admire that. Like, he's used to making these goddamn fucking epics, chat, 3+ hours long. It's like, what happened to that Snyder who made an hour and 40 minute long movie, and it was very well paced? Like, I don't know. It's disappointing. Deus, thank you. Welcome to stream. Hope you're doing very well. Good to see you. But fucking Lewis and Anna, they're cuddling in bed, chat. They're sleeping in. They get to sleep in. Okay, it's perfect. She gets the day off. It's like nice little sleep in. But then we cut to the door, chat. We cut to the door, and we see Vivian, chat. We see Vivian, and she's in her nightgown. Little Vivian. He's like, watch me roller skate backwards, and he's like, not great at it, chat. And she's like just standing there, just like. And Lewis, he wakes up because he hears the little girl going. And he's like, Vivian, what are you doing here? And he's like, Anna's like, what is it, Lewis? He's like, oh, I think something might be wrong. Vivian's right in our hallway. He's right at our door. She goes, what? He's like, hold on. Vivian, honey, are you okay? And she jumps on him like a spider monkey. Like, and he's like, and she starts nibbling. She starts nibbling Lewis, chat. Lewis, who had such a great day, just hours before, chat. He was cuddling with his wife in the cesspool of their disease and bodily fluid bed, had some shower sex, chat, had more sex on the bed, and then had a nice little time sleeping in the morning, chat. And then a goddamn Vivian, chat, who can barely fucking roller skate, loser girl, comes in there and starts nibbling on him like a fucking spider monkey. He's like, and she's like, rips like a big fucking hunkin' chunk out of him, chat. And Anna, she's like, oh no, my husbando. And she gets up there, and he goes, bah! And she like does this weird punch with her fist, chat, will fuck you up. And she hits Vivian right in her stupid goddamn little girl face. And goes, boom! And caves in her nose. She's like, ah! And she falls back, chat. She's like, holy shit! And Lewis is like, oh, and just blood splurting out everywhere, chat. And she's like, Lewis! He's like, oh, and he falls in the bed and everything. She's like, oh my God, hold on, Lewis, you gotta let go. She has to put some like material on, chat, gotta wrap his neck around the bedding. Right? But then Vivian, she's getting up too. And so she wraps the fucking bedding around, the bedding that is layered in various diseases and viruses and bodily fluids, chat, and sexual fluids from, last night's escapade, chat, around his neck. He was never long for this world, chat. While Vivian gets up, goes, nah! And she like literally, and then starts to pounce again like a spider monkey. But she slams the door shut. Vivian then goes, boom, hits the goddamn door, falls down. But she's still trying to get in, chat, with her little girl hands. But as we all know, little girl hands, they can't get in there, chat. She's just scratching and her fingers are all getting fucked up. Meanwhile, she goes back to Lewis. He's like, he's just more blood's coming out. She's like, oh my God, Lewis. And he fucking dies, chat. Boom. Lewis is dead. I was like, wow, I checked the time. We are 7 minutes into the movie. I'm like, that's goddamn good. Very good, Chef. Very good on you, Zack Snyder. Getting into the nitty-gritty details already. And she's like, what the fuck? And then all of a sudden, she's like, she gets on the phone. She's like, I gotta go to the hospital. She calls 911, and it's backed up. She's like, she just gets an answer. She's like, what the fuck? Like, there's no one. She can't get a hold of anybody. She just gets a goddamn machine. And then Lewis just gets up, and he's just walking around and shit. He goes, she's like, Lewis, are you okay? And he turns around and goes, ah! And he comes right after her, Jay. She's like, what the fuck? And he grabs her, chat, and goes, ah, trying to bite her face and shit. She punches the shit out of him, chat, just punches Lewis, and she goes over the bed. Chat, runs into the fucking bathroom, kicks the goddamn door, and goes, whoa, just falls back in the tub, chat, just ass on the tub, feet up in the air. She goes, what? Oh, and the shower curtain just fell down her. She's just like in shock what's happening, chat, but she collects herself, and she's like, Lewis, are you okay? He's not okay, honey. He's not okay. And she goes to the goddamn door, and she's like, maybe he's just had a panic attack because he just got bit by a little girl, Vivian, who's like a spider monkey now. And she opens the door and goes, ah! And he fucking busts through the goddamn door, just clawing at her. She's like a Kool-Aid man. He's like a Kool-Aid man zombie. She's like, fuck. And she goes over to the tub, chat, and she starts climbing out the window before he grabs her. He's like, oh! And she's like, what the fuck? And she starts running, chat, and she sees the destruction happen. Well, how did you not hear all this shit happening outside? People running around, cars all over the place, chat. Fires, explosions, random explosions just happening in the background, chat. One of her neighbors, goddamn dad of Vivian, he pulls a goddamn gun. He's just shooting people. He's just shooting everyone he sees. And, Anna's like, oh, Mr. Gutterberg, what's wrong? And he's like, get away from me, Anna. Get away from me. She's like, I don't have a gun. I'm fine. He's like, get away from me, Anna. And then instantly fucking hit, chat, by an ambulance, chat. Just run over, legs go, just goes underneath the wheels, chat. Head explodes. And it's like, holy shit. She's like, oh. And she goes in her car. starts to rev the engine up. Lewis, he's like, he comes out, chat, and he's chasing after her, chat. And then she backs up, chat, she just starts driving. Meanwhile, all of her neighbors are fighting each other, or eating each other, chat. All the little kids are like, their intestines are all ripped out. Great opening to a movie, chat. Great guy. It's fucking insane. It's fucking insane. And she just keeps driving. People just smashing into each other. One little girl like launches herself at the window, and she eventually just revs the car. She turns the car sharp. Little girl falls off, hits a bunch of other zombie shit. Lewis, he goes to eat some more people because he was chasing her the whole time. And we get this aerial shot, and we just see like these several military vehicles, chat. We see the city of Milwaukee, and just there's some like random like CGI explosions. Like, that don't really look good. They don't really hold up. But she just keeps going, Chad. She just eventually just stops. She just stops like near a gas station because she's just got to collect herself, Chad. She's in shock about everything she just saw. Like literally, she was snuzzling with her husband in bed when Vivian, the shitty roller skater, came in and jumped on him like a little spider monkey and started eating him. And all of her neighbors were killing each other. She's like, I gotta take a moment. And all of a sudden, Chad, her fucking door is ripped open. And there's guys like, give me your car, bitch. She's like, no. And then she starts fucking fighting this guy. And she's like holding on to the door and shit, trying to get in because he wants the car. And she just slams into a goddamn pole and his head caves in and shit. But she's lost control of the car, chat. And she goes down this fucking hill, chat. She breaks through this barrier, goes down this goddamn hill and hits a tree, chat. Hits the dashboard of her head or the wheel of her head. Knocked out. She's like, and she comes to later on, and she stumbles down. She's like, what the fuck? And then Ving Rhames appears, Chad. Ving Rhames, he's got a shotgun on him. He's like, stay away from me, white girl. And he's like, I'm okay. He's like, I don't know that. I don't know if you're okay. She's like, I haven't been bitten. I swear, because he thinks like that's what's causing the infection to spread. And he goes, okay. She goes, and he's an officer. He's a police officer. And she goes, do you know what's going on? Is there a safe place? And he just starts walking away. He's like, I don't need you. And he just starts walking. She a very selfish character in the beginning of the movie, Chad. But Ving Rhames, great. No airbags. No airbags in that goddamn car. And so she just starts following him. And he just kind of like, well, I need someone with me. Just for the hell of it. And so they start walking, chat. They go through this tunnel, and then they come upon these three other people, chat. We meet Michael, chat, generic white savior Michael, chat. We also have Andre, not Tyrese Gibson, summer baby. Not Tyrese Gibson. But we have Andre there. And he has his pregnant wife or pregnant girlfriend. I guess it's pregnant wife. Pregnant wife, chat. Pregnant Russian lady, chat. She is very pregnant, and she is very Russian. And, they both, the Michael and not Tyrese Gibson, they have their guns pointing at him. And they're like, whoa, let's de-escalate here. Let's de-escalate. Let's take it easy. All right. Everyone's just trying to relax. Like, all right, here we go. And he's like, where are you guys going? He's like, we're going to the fucking mall. And, goddamn Ving Rhames, he wants to get to this military base, chat, Milwaukee military base, where his brother is, but he can go to the mall too. He can get some supplies. And they go over this little hill, chat, this little hill. And they see that the mall, for the most part, there's no one there. It's been shut down all night, chat. No one's going to the mall during the zombie apocalypse. Funny enough, actually, you probably should. It's very interesting to see how many people would actually go to a mall in a zombie apocalypse scenario. It seemed like the best place to go, right? It was popularized by the original Dawn of the Dead and this movie, too. And so they go over, chat, and they try to get in and stuff, but they can't get in. It's very, very difficult. Eventually, they do get into the mall, and they just start exploring this thing, just trying to find, like, okay, maybe there's supplies we can get, or maybe there's other people. We just have to make sure this place is secure. And they go to one of the other entrances and see that all the doors are still locked. And they go, okay, cool, very nice. And then the zombie attacks them. And the zombie fucking grabs the Russian lady. He's like, she's like, no, not my arm, not my Soviet-made arm. And he's like, he's like, oh, shit. And then goddamn Andre, chat, he comes over and he hits the zombie. Then Ving Rhames, he goes and starts to fight. But the zombie jumps on fucking Ving Rhames, chat. Oh, no. Darkseid, think of the base. Realistically, I head to Costco. That's a good one. Sorry, Chris, or maybe Chris. Hey, you know how much shit I got for DMX and RZA? Embrace it, summer baby. Wear it like armor. But this zombie, chat, this goddamn zombie jumps on Ving Rhames. He's like, wants to chew on Ving Rhames' big arms, chat. No, not Ving Rhames' big arms. He needs those big arms to punch zombies and shoot big shotguns. But then Anna, she's like, I gotta take control. And she grabs the goddamn shotgun, chat, and boom, and she shoots the zombie in the shoulder. It goes, it's like it's injured and shit. And they go, what the fuck? And at this point, they're like, okay, the first floor is pretty goddamn dangerous. Let's go to the second floor. That's where we're gonna go next. And so they all pile in there. Fucking Andre, also known as Tyrese Gibson to some people, checks on the Russian girlfriend, Russian pregnant girlfriend, still very Russian, still very pregnant, seemingly okay, chat, seemingly okay. Michael, still white, and still generic, chat. We're good. And so they start going. To the elevator chat. They open it. I love it because it opens and you have the the generic music chat, and opens up the second floor, and guns are pointed in their face. Oh boy, oh Jesus, chat, because he got Michael Kelly, who has this ridiculous black handlebar mustache, chat. He's head of security, apparently. He's one of the security guards at the mall, chat. Also, he has his new trainee, Terry, chat. This is his first day at the job, chat. Poor Terry, chat. And also, chat, we have Derpy Bill. We have Derpy Billy, chat, because he does a lot of dumb things. I don't know what his name is, but his name is now Derpy Billy from here on out. And these three are pointing their guns at everybody else. And they're like, you got to get the fuck out of here, okay? We don't want any fucking people in here, any civvies. All right, this is our fucking place. And Ving Rhames and Andre, they're escalating the situation, chat, because they're very angry and they want to get inside. They want supplies and shit. So Anna's like, it's okay. Let's all de-escalate. Let's all agree. Just like bring the temperature down. And CJ says, okay, I'll bring you in here, all right? I'll give you some stuff. Let you stay here for a little bit, okay? But you got to give me your weapons. And fucking, Andre and Michael and Ving Rhames are like, fuck that. Like, hell no. At this point, though, Michael's like, all right, fine. Gives them the weapon. You're like, shit. And they all hand their weapons over. And then CJ takes them all over to this TV store, like a little Best Buy. He takes them to Best Buy. They all sit down and they all start like watching the shit that is playing out on the outside shit, all the crazy crap. Zombie infection shit. I got these news reporters saying that there's this disease out there. People are coming back from the dead. They're completely overwhelming the army and local police forces and the National Guard. It's chaos. But we have these specific centers. Some people are evacuating to the Milwaukee military base. We're hopeful that is the safest place to be right now. So if you got to be anywhere, go to the Milwaukee military base. And they're all seeing this shit. They think it's absolutely crazy. But we also see that Ving Rhames, he was injured while fighting the one of the zombies downstairs near the entrance. And so Anna, she's like, listen, I gotta suture that wound. And CJ's like, I don't care what you gotta do. I want to do what I want to do. And he's like, he'll probably bleed out. We gotta suture the wound. He's like, all right, yeah, but I thought of it. And then you got generic white savior Michael. He says, hey, we should probably let people know that we're here so we can be rescued and taken to the Milwaukee military base. And he says, let's draw like a help sign out on the roof of it with some paint. I think that'll be a very good idea, wouldn't you think? And he goes, yeah, it would be a good idea. He's like, okay. And he sends his various guys with him, chat, to go and get some of this stuff. And so, yeah, they head out. Anna, she finally breaks down. It was a good scene, chat. I got to give it to him. Let me put some respect on the actress who plays Anna. Sarah Polley, good for her. Because she goes and gets some medical supplies, chat, with Derpy Billy. And Derpy Billy's being rude. He's like, why don't you hurry up now? And she's like, I need a moment. My husband died and tried to kill me. And I punched the hell out of a little girl who couldn't roller skate very good. Okay, I need a moment. Jesus, give me a second here. And she just breaks down, chat. But she collects herself. And she goes and sutures Ving Rhames' wound. Eventually, we cut to the TV thing, the TV store, and now it's like late at night at this point. And CJ, he's still maintaining control. He's like, we're gonna lock you guys in here, okay? We're gonna lock you guys. They take him to like this I guess it's like this Bed Bath & Beyond store, which sells like furniture and bedding and things, and they're locked in there. And then we cut back to CJ and his boys, and Derpy Billy, Chad, his contribution to the group is like, boy, I wish I really fucked that fat girl from Dairy Queen. And he's just like, dude, that that fat girl from Dairy Queen is dead. Your brother's dead. Your sister's dead. Your mom's dead. Everyone you know outside is dead. And the thing that comes to mind immediately, that comes out of your derpy goddamn mouth, is you want to fuck the fat girl that worked at the Dairy Queen? Shut up, Billy. Shut up, okay? You have no more speaking lines in the movie, and he does not, chat. He does not for quite some time. But then CJ, he continues watching the news, and the news says, yeah, we're going off air. I've been told this is our last broadcast because we're kind of fucked. And I think it's kind of cool because it reminds me of the opening to Dawn of the Dead, the original one. We see from the perspective of the newscast, chat, like in the studio, as they're saying, this is our last broadcast. We are going off air. So it's like, I don't know. I thought it'd be kind of cool because I know it takes place during the 70s, but I like the idea that, you can have these stories like happening in different places. Obviously, like the chronology and the timelines is not, it's a remake, but it's like, oh, that's kind of cool. That's like, it's Zack Snyder tipping his hat to the original film. And how that begins and what those characters went through. It's like, oh, I think that was kind of respectful. I really admired that. And then it switches to this crazy guy, this church guy who's like, I have control of the airwaves. And this guy just starts going on. It's like, fuck it, it's sin. It's sin that has caused the dead to come back. There's no more room in hell. When there's no more room in hell, what happens now? They will feast upon the sinners, the evil in this world, the liberals, the homosexuals. They're sinning now. They're sinning. It's like, all right, dude, take it easy. Like, just talking about that. And CJ is just like, this guy's a little weird. It's like, he has control of the airwaves now. She has like, Jesus, the sex, the vices. That's what he's all talking about. And they're like, oh shit. Eventually we cut to, it's later and it's the morning, chat. It's the morning. And Terry, he's been told, you gotta do the rounds. You gotta turn on the goddamn stuff for the mall. And he's like, all right, because he's the trainee. And fucking Derpy Billy says, shit runs downhill. It's like, you actually knew something, Derpy Billy, good for you. And so Terry, he goes on out. And he stops by the furniture store that the others are in. And Anna's like, hey, Terry, can you come over here, please? And he goes, oh, okay. And he goes over there. He's like, listen, the bathroom in here is fake. So we would like to go to the bathroom very much, okay? And he goes, all right, I'll let you out. So Terry's much more agreeable, much smarter than CJ and Derpy Billy chat. And so they open the fucking thing up, and everyone gets to go potty. Everyone gets to go potty. Thank goddamn God. And eventually... they start hearing some ruckus outside after everyone is done going to the bathroom. Also, we check on Andre, not Tyrese Gibson, chat, not Tyrese Gibson, and his very Russian, very pregnant girlfriend. And apparently, chat, she got bit. She got like a little bit. And he's like, oh, you're lucky that was just a little bite right there. I mean, if that thing could have taken your goddamn arm off. She goes, I'm very lucky and very Russian. She goes, hey, I know. And they start arguing. I like the report they have here because they start arguing the baby. She's like 9 months preggo. And they're constantly going back and forth. He's like, when baby is born, I want to give a Russian name. And he's like, no, when the baby is born, I want to give him an African name. When they go back and forth, it's very. I like that. I like that part of the relationship. But they go and check the various areas. And that's when they see a fucking truck outside just moving around and shit. All these goddamn zombies like coming after it. And they go, what the fuck? And they all go upstairs to the rooftop where CJ and Derpy Billy is, and Terry and the rest of them are there. And Ving Rhames is up there too. And they're seeing this goddamn truck, and they're just speeding right down the goddamn way, Chad. It's like, holy shit, what the hell's going on? But then Anna's like, we gotta help them. We gotta get them in here. They're being attacked. And CJ's like, nah, fuck that. No, they're fucking dead. They're gonna fucking die. I could give a shit less. Also, they see another guy on the other side of the mall shed. He's in a gun shop. Good old Andy. And they see him waving and shit. And they're like, oh, fuck, that guy's name's Andy. And Andy's very nice. He's always holding signs up and wants to play chess and stuff. And that's Andy, because he's the one that actually spotted him. First. And he's like, can you see these crazy fucks, the way they're moving around? But Anna's like, we gotta help them. She's just like, we're not helping them. We're not gonna let them in. We don't know who they are. And at this point, Ving Rhames just punches fucking CJ in the face and just takes the gun. And then they also punch Derpy Billy. And Terry, he pulls his gun on goddamn CJ and Derpy Billy because he doesn't want to be a part of that shit, chat. And they take the CJ and Derpy Billy prisoner, chat, and put him in like the work area. This little office area, chat, where they are for a good portion of the movie. And they're like, okay, we got to get these fucking people in here. And so the very pregnant, very Russian lady and Anna, they point like, go towards the loading dock, and the person sees it, and they turn the truck around, they start backing up while Michael, the generic white protagonist, and Andre, not Tyrese Gibson, goes outside and starts shooting all the goddamn zombies, chat, trying to get them off the truck. Eventually, a lot of people are able to exit the truck, chat. We're introducing some new characters here, including, who we got, chat? We got Old Lady. We got Old Lady number one. Good Old Lady, chat. She did a lot of great work in the movie. I was proud of her, what she did. We got Old Lady number one. We got very fat Old Lady, chat, that's like halfway to be like a zombie. It's like, when you see they have her in a wheelbarrow, and she's like, I'm like, no, no, you can take that outside. No, this is going to be a problem for everybody right here. We are not dealing with this. I'm like, We have another character, chat. I forget some of the characters. I just don't. We have old man who likes to wear women's shoes. We got him. Chris, I think of the 5 Biddies. She likes one of those boomers. She's like literally like one of those boomers, Chad. She's from Left 4 Dead. One of those soldiers like filled with the Lucas mucus. Just filled with the Lucas mucus, blah, and they barf on you and attract to the zombie. She looks like a female boomer. We're also, so we got old lady, we got fat old lady, boomer lady. We have Ty Burrell, who is Steve. What's his name? Steve? I think his name is Steve, who's an asshole in the film. I'm just there to make sarcastic comments and not be helpful. That's what Ty Burrell's job is. We also have a daughter. We have redheaded daughter and very sweaty dad, chat, and very sexually promiscuous blonde girl. They have names, chat, but I'm not going to remember the goddamn names. They will be remembered for the things they did in the movie, chat, okay? And so they all come out. And they have the one guy that wears women's shoes, and he's holding the hand of the bloated girl, of the bloated fat lady. And they're like, she walked into the car and everything, but I think she needs some help. She can barely walk, so they got a wheelbarrow in, and they all take him to the furniture store at this point. And they're just assessing, like, okay, where'd you guys come from? Because at this point, fucking Ving Rhames is like, I'm going to fucking leave. I'm going to kick that. Does that truck still work? And they go, yeah. He's like, are you going to use it? They're like, no, we're going to stay here. He goes, fine, give me the goddamn truck. And he takes it. And like, Anna's like, Ving Rhames, wait a minute. Don't you want to stay here and help us? And he turns to her and says, fuck y'all. Oh, Katie, thank you for the 5 minutes. Ty Burrell is fine. He's a very handsome man. Very handsome man. No offense, also no offense, but fuck that pregnant lady. No, I'm right there with you. She should have revealed to the group the stuff of the pregnant lady and Andre. We'll get to it, Shell. We'll get to it eventually. We're gonna start to discover some stuff right here. Some of the lore is being established here, chat. Like the infection, what happens when you're bit. It's all laid out in this scene right here. And he says, fuck y'all. He's like, I'm going to go to the Milwaukee military base. But then, Steve and the old lady say, oh, yeah, we just came from there. And he's like, wait, what? What'd you say? Yes, Ty Burrell's like, oh, yeah, that place is fucking overrun. Everyone's fucking dead, man. Everyone is dead, including Ving Rhames' baby brother. He's like, oh, no. He's all sad and shit. He goes, well, I guess I'm not going. He's very sad and very frustrated, chat. Over the situation. We then cut to the furniture store, where everyone's getting patched up. Sweaty dad, he's being patched up and everything. He's been very, very sweaty daughters, like, caring for him and everything. Then we go check on the very big, bloated zombie lady, chat. She's like 90, at this point, chat, she's like 95% zombie. She's like 95% zombie, chat, almost at 100%. And she's like checking her temperature. She's like, it might be an infected of something. She just feels so cold. Like there's no heat coming from her at all. And eventually she goes, okay, I'm going to go check on sweaty dad. Terry, can you care for bloated zombie lady? And he goes, okay. And he's just next to the bloated zombie lady. And he goes, ma'am, would you like a glass of water or something? She goes, buttered noodles. And she dies. He goes, and that's it. It's a little fart there, chat, and that was her life. That was her soul escaping from her body. She goes, and that's it. And it's like, oh no. And fucking Terry says, Anna, I think she passed away. And Anna comes over and she's like, oh yeah, that bitch is dead. Takes a jacket, chat, and covers what she can of her, which is a lot. Not very small section of what they can cover with that jacket, chat. But he's like, oh, Jesus, too bad. And she turns around, chat, but oh no, chat. The bloated, buttered noodle zombie returns from the dead. She gets up and turns around and goes, oh, shit. And the bloater's like, blah, and goes right for Anna. She goes, oh, and she fucking falls down, chat. And she starts crawling. Terry's going for his gun. But then Anna, she grabs a goddamn chair leg. She grabs a chair leg and goes, bah, just smashes it against the ground and goes, bah, and goes right through the bloated, buttered noodle zombie head. And she dies. And I go, holy fucking shit. Couldn't believe it. And after this, she starts explaining to all the people. They go outside the furniture store area. Also, there's Redneck Guy. I forgot about Redneck Guy, chat. No, but I'm respectful for Redneck Guy because Redneck Guy does a lot of goddamn good things in this movie, and he deserves a lot of respect. He got a busted leg. And he was driving the car alongside old lady, chat. Redneck Guy, he deserves some respect, chat. Cheers and salute to him. He has one of the best scenes in the movie. Chat. We're going to give him the respect he deserves. But she starts explaining the situation to everyone outside, and she's like, she was bit, and I think that's how the infection happens. People are like, wait, what are you talking about? Like, if you get bit, you be infected? She's like, I think that's how it's being spread. And they're like, holy shit. And Andre hears this, and he goes, that's not good. He's like, shit. Does not share with the group that his very Russian, very pregnant wife has been bitten, chat. Does not reveal information. Many lives could have been saved if it was not for Andre / maybe possibly Tyrese Gibson. And so they're like, well, who was also bit? Because they're talking to the old lady and Tyra Burrell, and she's like, I think the sweaty dad was bit. And they're like, oh no. And at this point, generic white protagonist Michael's like, I gotta kill him. I gotta kill sweaty dad. Thank you, Narjo, for the 15 biddies. Welcome to streamer. Just at the point of the movie when generic white protagonist Michael he's adamant about, I gotta kill the sweaty dad. I gotta kill him right now. Yeah, I'm Dawn of the Dead remake review. Yep, I'm doing that right now. Narjo, thank you for your generosity. Welcome to stream. Hope you're doing very well today. And Anna's just like, fuck it. Wait, no. You just want to kill him? You just want to kill him? He's like, we gotta fucking do it, okay? He's too dangerous to be kept in here. And he goes, but Anna, before Michael gets there, she goes, fucking sweaty dad. And he goes, yes. And he's very nice. Sweaty dad is very nice, chap. He was like, oh, Anna, thank you for covering my wounds and cleaning them. And it's like, hell yeah, those guys, they sure can bite. And he goes, ugh. And she goes, sweaty dad, you should know that Michael, generic white protagonist Michael, he's coming here to shoot. And he goes, what are you talking about? Is this a joke? And, Anna is like, oh, go ahead, Michael, shoot him. He's like, wait a minute, what? And Michael's just standing there. It's like, well, now you make it fucking awkward. He goes, wait, what's going on? Anna explains to sweaty dad's like, when you're bitten, that's when the infection spreads. I can tell by how you're looking right now that it's getting worse. And he even's like, oh, Jesus, God. And his daughter, redhead daughter, chat, she starts crying. She's like, no, don't hurt my dad. Don't hurt my dad. No. He's like, oh, it's okay. And we learn, chat, the dad starts explaining, is like, her brother, her sister died. Her mom died. I'm all she has left. But he knows, even much respect to sweaty dad, chat, because he knows that he's not feeling well, that it's coming, the infection is spreading. And he's like, can I just say goodbye? It's a very emotional scene. He says goodbye to the daughter. And we cut to Terry has like a thing for the daughter too. Good old Terry. He is like, she's kind of hot. And he goes to the conference room where they're keeping CJ and Derpy Billy behind like in this one office, like in bars. And she's like, fucking traitor. But he's watching from the security cam footage as he sees the daughter say goodbye to her dad. She runs. It's a very good scene. It's a very good scene. Runs out. And she like just crouches like in a corner. She sees the security cam footage just crying. We then cut to Derpy Dad. Not Derpy Dad, excuse me. Sweaty Dad. And Ving Rhames, he has taken upon himself. He'll be the one to ease Sweaty Dad's suffering. He goes in there. He closes it's good, very good scene, chat. Very well acted between all the actors. Shuts the door, chat, the metal sheet door behind him, so in case something happens, he can't get out. And the Sweaty Dad just starts. It's a good scene just between them, just talking about it, just talking about what's happening. And how he's like, you make sure that I don't hurt anybody. And Ving Rhames is like, sir, I'll make sure you won't hurt anybody. And we'll protect your daughter. Like, I like that he acknowledges, like, we will do all these things. And he says thank you to Ving Rhames before he eventually passes away. And it's very, very, it's like, I like it that Zack Snyder didn't feel the need to then, like, show Ving Rhames, because Ving Rhames raises the gun, just waiting for him to turn. Because he said, I want to turn, like, shoot me when I turn. And we just cut. And we're outside of all the rest of the group right now with Anna and things and Michael, and we just hear the shot. So I was like, I like that. It was subtle, and that's all you need. You hear the wow as the sweaty dad transforms into a zombie, and then after that, he shoots him. And so at this point, chat, we gotta have montages because now the group has pretty much just been living here. I get the sense it's not that long. I don't get the sense it's not that long. The thing that I guess depending, because I judged the time based on when the pregnant Russian lady was bit. It apparently it wasn't a deep bite, but it took a long time for her to eventually turn into a zombie. And so I guess it's a couple weeks. I guess so. Yeah. Because when you die, when you get killed by a zombie and you die, you instantly come back. So yeah, it's weird. But I think you get bit depending on the bite and where they bite you and how deep it is. then I guess you turn faster. I guess with her, since it kind of like nicked her skin a little bit with its teeth, like just scratched your little blood, but she got infected, but it just takes a long time. And so I guess they're here for a couple weeks. And so we get a montage of people just pretty much living their lives here, chat, in their own way. We see that Ving Rhames has established a really friendly and brotherly relationship with Andy, who lives across the way, chat. He owns the gun store. And I love this is a really cool character. This is a great idea where how they communicate, chat, is they have these binoculars and they write these messages on this dry erase board. And then they play like chess, and Andy kicks Ving Rhames' ass at chess. And he's like, Ving Rhames writes, "We need to find a new game to play. I'm tired of losing." Like, I really love that subtle dynamic between them. It's pretty cool. Like, how it ends, sadly, I think is kind of dumb. But I love that back and forth between the two of them. Andy's pretty goddamn funny. It's pretty goddamn funny. Then there's also like a scene. There's also a scene when Andy, he's a goddamn crack shot, chat, and he's all the guys are like, they were on the dry erase board, like, shoot this zombie who looks like Jay Leno, shoot the zombie who looks like Burt Reynolds, and he gets them every single goddamn time. Like, god damn, he's a hell of a shot. And so everyone starts to really like Andy and things. It's pretty cool. We see some other characters, Ty Burrell, and the hot blonde bombshell, chat. They have copious amounts of intercourse, a lot of sex, chat. A lot of sex happens. And good times. Really, he films it all, chat. He films it all. Terry and redhead daughter, they're hitting off, chat. They're like kind of beginning a little romantic relationship, looking at the stars and stuff, and doing little picnics on the roof. It's very fun. Anna and Michael are starting to bond a little more, chat, despite the issue they had in the beginning there in regards to sweaty dad. You also have, sadly, the old guy who just likes to wear women's shoes. That's what he gets to do, Chad. He gets to have a scene where he just tries on women's shoes. That's what they do with him. And eventually they let CJ and the other Derpy Billy out of the security room. So everyone's kind of forms their own little makeshift family, Chad. They're getting better. And he's an unsung hero. He is an unsung hero. Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you so much. We put some respect on this individual. Rain Phoenix. Good name, Rain Phoenix. You're my new follower, and you're my new Huckleberry. Welcome. Currently doing my review of Dawn of the Dead, the remake that is 2004 Zack Snyder directed film. And eventually, they're just kind of relaxing and everything, Chad. They're enjoying like little candlelit dinners with each other, just having a good goddamn time. You have Andre. He's keeping to himself. Him and pregnant Russian girlfriend, they've been keeping to themselves. They're in the baby store and stuff, and they're always asking, it's like, hey, because Anna is asking, like, hey, I know that Russian girlfriend or Russian wife is giving birth soon. Do you want me to check on her, make sure everything's going okay? He's like, we don't need anything, we're fine. She goes, okay. And old lady's like, hey, listen, I've been a mom. If you want to come to me for any advice, please let me know. And I can happy to talk to her or talk to you about, guys, what you might experience. He's like, we're fine, okay? We get it. We're fine. Thank you. And he's like, oh, Jesus, okay. What the hell's wrong with them, Chad? What the hell's wrong with them? Take it easy. Just take it easy a little bit. And they all sit around a nice little table, Chad, talking about what they did in their previous lives. Anna talks about how she was a nurse and things, and she with her husband, Lewis. Remember Lewis, chat? Remember the hot shower sex they had? They had that. She had that. Everyone goes around the table. Then we go to Michael, chat, generic white protagonist Michael, and you're like, what was your life? What were you best at? Michael, he's like, I think the best, I was a terrible husband. I sucked as a husbando 3 times. He got fucking married and divorced 3 times, chat. But he said the best thing I was at was being a dad. And it's like, oh, shit. And he doesn't have any fucking kids with him, Chad. It's like, this is a very good scene between all the actors. What they all did. Fucking Ty Burrell keeps being a goddamn asshole the whole time, always saying sarcastic comments. But even he has like a cool little rapport with everybody. Oh, at one point in the movie, when he's like looking at people for Andy to shoot, at this point he says, to Anna says like, oh, you enjoy just, killing all these goddamn people, don't you? And he goes, yeah, I fucking do. I think it's fucking fun. And, he even tells Anna, he's like, listen, if I ever turn into one of those fucks, I'm going to give you permission to shoot me in the goddamn head. Okay, Ty Burrell, we'll hold you to it. But they're all enjoying their little dinner chat. Then boom, all the lights shut off, and it goes, oh shit, all the lights just went off instantly. Like, ah! And they're like, it's just a circuit breaker. Sometimes they reset at the end of the month. So I guess they are a couple weeks. Yeah, they reset at the end of the month, and they're like, hey, it's okay. We'll just go down there and we'll check to see. We'll check to see if we can reset it. We'll just be able to reset it. We'll be right back. We're all gonna go together. And so they get it's Ving Rhames, Michael, CJ, and I think Billy who go. I think it's the four of them and Terry. It's the five of them that go down. Thank you, Bench of the 5 Biddies. Well, if you know, you know. Yes. Yes, you do. Oh man. Very true, very true. Thank you, Bench of the 5 Biddies. And so they all go down in there to the parking garage area where the breakers are there. And they reset all the breakers. They reset all the breakers. But oh no, fucking Derpy Billy, he sees something moving around and hears this. It's like all these little something's just running right past him. Like, oh, what the fuck was that? What the fuck was that? And they're all looking around and shit. And they're like, hold on, let's be quiet. And they hear. And they go, oh, is it a zombie boy? Because it's a little pupper. It's a doggo, Chad. It's just a dog. It's just a dog. And Michael gets down on his knees. He goes, come here, boy, come here. And he goes up to Michael. He's like, oh, see, it was just a dog. It was a little dog. And it's like, oh, wow, I guess the zombies aren't interested in him. They're not interested in eating anything that isn't human flesh. They don't give a shit about. They don't care about dog meat. And, you know, it's like, oh, and then Derpy Billy's like, see, I told you guys I saw something. And then, chat, this is when the movie gets stupid. This is the point. It's not this. It doesn't get stupid with the zombie baby. Not yet. It starts here. Because he's like, I told you guys I saw something. And, chat, we immediately cut behind Derpy Billy. And we see this fucking gymnastics level zombie, chat, who is doing the fucking monkey bars. But I'm like, I forgot about this and I laughed out loud. This fucking zombie who's like on a playground, like on the monkey bars, chat, just like running towards. He has no fucking legs. Legs are clean cut off, chat. Clean and cut off at the knee, and he's monkey barring his way to Derpy Billy, and the gymnastic zombie goes and throws himself at Derpy Billy and just starts nibbling on Derpy Billy's neck. He's like, oh. Oh my god. It is. I'm like, wow. It's like, at this point in the movie, I was like, wow, this movie, I have a change in opinion. I was like, damn it, Zack Snyder, you did a really good job. But this is like, here's the dumb. It's like, come on. And it's silent. It is silent, Chad, as the day is long. You don't hear this thing. It doesn't make any goddamn sounds until it's right up on your ass. And meanwhile, you hear all the zombies going, but this one's like, I'm going to sneak up on this motherfucker as he's just monkey bars himself and jumps on Billy's back. And Billy's just like, just flailing around. And eventually they shoot it off of him. He goes, oh no. And then all the zombies hear Derpy Billy. And apparently there's more in the parking garage. They start chasing after everybody, Chad. And they start running down. But Derpy Billy, he's all derpy, Chad. And like slowly he's like, wait for me, guys. And the zombies all, they all go. And Derpy Billy, they tear his ass apart. CJ's like, I'm sorry, Derpy Billy. Eventually they go this one like gate enclosure, Chad, which has one of the generators there for the mall. And the zombies are like, trying to get at him. It's like a propane. It's like one of those propane generators. And they're coming to the gate. They start shooting, Chad. They're like, we're low on ammo. And they see, oh, no, it's like a gas station inside the mall, underneath the parking garage. Interesting. It's like an underground gas station. And CJ, he grabs one of the nozzles, Chad, and starts spraying the zombies in gasoline, Chad. And he fucking lights them up, Chad. Takes out his lighter and goes, and they all start going, they're all on fire now. They're being chased. Now, while this is going on, Chad, we cut back to the mall, and we see that Andre, Chad, has basically strapped his very Russian, very pregnant girlfriend to the bed, holding her like this shit, like drawed and quartered, has her like thighs spread wide because she's gonna front poop out a zombie baby, Chad. That baby's coming, and she's all fucked up too. She's like the infection has spread even more. She's like, she can barely breathe and shit. And Andre has gone crazy. He thinks, we're just going to be a great family. We're going to have the best family in the world. And I guess like there was a moment in the movie where he was talking with Ving Rhames, how he said, I haven't really done a lot of great things in my life. There's a lot of things in my life that I'm not proud of. But one of the things I want to be good at that I just to be a good father. Like that's what he desperately wants to be. And Ving Rhames is like, hell yeah, brother. But Andre just went really extreme with it, chat. But he strapped down his pregnant wife, chat. Big old belly's just going blah, blah. Because there's a zombie baby inside there, chat's going, meow, trying to get out of the poop chute. And so she's strapped down. And he's like, oh, it's okay, baby. We're going to be okay. You're doing so good. And she's like, and she dies, chat. He goes, oh no. And then he's like, oh God. And he puts his head against, I'm so sorry. And the zombie baby's like, bleh. And like against the belly, it's all like, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, that's probably not safe. That's probably not good. And then Chad, the very pregnant, very Russian wife comes back to life. Now she's very zombie, very Russian, very pregnant wife now, Chad. She goes, wow, wow. He's like, oh, it's almost here. The baby's coming. And then just like all this blood just like a tidal wave just shoots out from her, Chad. He's like, I see it, baby. I see it. It's like, what the fuck is happening? Like, I really just curse splat. Just imagine the wettest, grossest, just noise you can imagine, Chad, as everything is coming out of this woman. Eventually, old lady, everyone's gonna go to bed now. I'm like, I'm sure the guys are fine. The power did come back. I'm like, oh yeah, everyone's gonna head off to bed, and fucking the old lady's like, oh, I have some cookies for Andre and the very pregnant, very Russian wife. I'm gonna go over to them, bring them some cookies, and they're like, oh, they'll like that. Sounds good. And so old lady, she goes over there, chat. And she stops there and she hears all this, all these fucking noise. She's like, oh, Jesus. And she goes inside, shit. She goes inside. She's like, oh, my God. And she sees the very zombified, very pregnant, very Russian wife, possibly girlfriend of Andre. And she's like, and he's like, it's a girl. It's a girl. And she's like, oh, my God. And she takes out her gun, and she points it at the wife. And he's like, you're going to take my family away from me. You can't do that. You can't do. He pulls out her gun. She just fucking, no, she just shoots. She just shoots the wife, kills zombified pregnant Russian wife. She goes, blah, dead. And then Andre's like, no. And he pulls out his gun. He starts shooting grandma. Starts shooting the old lady, and she brought cookies for them, Chad. Cookies. You don't shoot an old lady who brings you cookies, Chad. And he was like, oh, thank you. Hug him and you go, thank you so much. It's so kind. But he shoots him. And so they start, and then old lady and Andre just start to shoot the shit out of each other. It's like a Quentin Tarantino, like, just level of violent scene. It's this blood. I love the squibs. I'll give Zack Snyder this. He loves to use his squibs, and there's fucking old lady blood and Andre, possibly Tyrese Gibson blood, just shooting out of them, just and Andre falls down right into the. He falls head first right into the vaginal fluid area where the baby shot out. And I'm just like, oh my God. So. Oh my God. So give me a second, Chad. Oh my, the movie takes a fucking turn in the third act, Chad. Jesus Christ. Thank you for the 5 minutes. Oh, it's a really dumb scene, my God. It's yeah, I'm like, wow. And so eventually everyone comes back from the generator room. They report that Derpy Billy died. No one cares because he's Derpy Billy. And they heard the commotion in the baby store, and Anna goes over there, and they see old lady, and she's like, and she dies sadly. They're like, we gotta shoot her. She's like, no, she wasn't bit. And they close her eyes. Goddamn, grandma did the right thing, Chad. Fucking old lady grandma did the right thing. She brought cookies for them. She put down the zombie threat, Chad. She deserves some goddamn respect. And so she dies. And they're like, oh, she's going to come back? And he goes, no, these were bullet wounds. And they immediately turn around. They see, oh, shit. And they see what happened here. They see, very pregnant, very Russian, very zombified wife/girlfriend of Andre, possibly, maybe, Chad, Tyrese Gibson. No. I know. Summer baby, I know. I'm just messing with you. I'm just messing with you. I just like it now. I know it's Mekhi. I know it's Mekhi. I acknowledged it at the beginning of the goddamn review. That's a hell of a baby shower. No, I mean, Andre got covered in the baby shower. I'm sorry, sir, baby. I'm sorry. I don't mean to bully you. Oh, my God. And so they go over, chat. They go over, and we get the scene, chat, where they see the wife is dead, Andre's dead, and they go, and they see that. Badges, thank you for the 5 minutes. Tyree's crying me. I want them to put that in the movie. The movie would have been even better with Tyrese, I think, in that scene. No! As he's shooting the old lady to death. They hear the little and we, after they uncover, because he has it like wrapped in the shawl, the baby, and this thing is what we fucking see, chat. This puppet, which they have placed CGI eyes and a CGI mouth, and it goes and they fucking shoot it, and they're like, bang. It's like, yeah, we got to take care of that. I'm like, wow. And I'm like, yep, this is still stupid. And when I saw this in 2004, chat, I would be curious to ask Zack Snyder, like, what did you want the reaction to be to that scene? Is it of horror? Is it of sadness? Because when the audience I saw with burst out fucking laughing when that scene happened, chat. We were all like, oh my God. That got the biggest laugh at that moment in the movie. In the entire length of the film. Absolutely unbelievable. Then after that we cut, and they have Derpy Billy, they got old lady, they got Russian. Actually, they don't have Derpy Billy. Derpy Billy, he got eaten, so fuck him. But they got the old lady, they have Andre, possibly Tyrese Gibson, and very, very Russian, very zombified, very pregnant, very dead girlfriend, possible mom or wife of Tyrese Gibson, possibly Andre. And, Rain Vanders is like, I'm sick of all this bullshit. I remember throughout my entire career as a police officer, I've had to give flags to all these widows and children's and moms and dads and things of their fallen people and everything, their family members. And I always thought the one thing that came into my mind, always popped into my mind was like, you know what? Better them than me. Better them than me. And that's what he was all about. But he's like, nah, I'm not feeling that way. Now what I want to do is I want to help people. And he decides, like, we're going to fucking leave the mall. And I'm like, why? He's like, we're just going to leave the mall and try to run away. And Ty Burrell's just like, that sounds stupid. So what we're going to do, get on my private yacht that I have the keys to right here, and just live out at sea and possibly go to some uninhabited islands where we will struggle to live for the rest of our lives. And generic white protagonist Michael says, that's a great fucking idea. Let's do that. And he's like, really? Really? Oh, okay. Okay. Let's go, I guess. So they then plan, chat, to construct these buses. They have these 2 school buses, chat. They're going to put sheet metal on and barbed wire, and they're going to go through the zombie horde to then go to this boat and survive. I don't like this plan at all. I think we're better off at the goddamn mall at this point. This doesn't make any goddamn sense. Like, the zombies aren't getting in anytime soon. Clearly. We've eliminated the craziest threat among us, which was Andre and his very, dead girlfriend, possibly wife. So what are we doing? And so this doesn't make any fucking sense why they decided to do this. But they build these giant, Mad Max-esque school buses, chat, and where they even create these slots that go all the way down the sides of the sheet metal on the bus, and they have these chainsaws, which is a cool idea. I like the idea where they put these chainsaws through the slot and they slice down, chat. So when the zombies inevitably jump on the car or the bus, they saw them in half and shit. So it's like, that's a cool idea, but it's like, why are you fucking doing this? It doesn't make any sense. But they're building all this stuff. At this point, Tyrese Gibson, they're going to get Andy out of the gun store. They're like, okay, we're also going to go for Andy because he's been a great guy. He's a great friend. We're definitely going to go for him at this point. And even Ty Burrell is like, what the fuck are you guys talking about? We were going to have Andy jump on the top of the truck and just ride off into the sunset. And they go, that's exactly what we're going to do. And he goes, oh shit. And so they've been working on these 2 buses, chat, in the parking garage for some time, putting the sheet metal on there, getting their weapons already, what they have. But then, Ving Rhames, he goes to tell Andy that, hey, just 5 more days before we leave and we're going to get you. And then Andy, he raises he writes something on the sign. He goes, hungry, because he doesn't have any more food, chat. And they're like, oh, shit. He might die. He might literally die of starvation or maybe even dehydration, chat. So they're like, man, we got to get something to him or he'll possibly die. And they're like, well, how are we going to get food to him? All right, we're not going to go through the goddamn horde of zombies. And Ving Rhames, he notices redhead girlfriend of Terry, is playing with the dog, which she has affectionately named Chips. His name is Chips. And he goes, we're going to use that fucking dog to give him food. And they prep a lot of ham sandwiches. They put some ham sandwiches, chat, inside the dog, the little doggy backpack. And the redhead girl's like, no, I love Chips. I love him so much. Don't do that. No. She's very upset. And he's like, she'll be fine. The zombies are not attracted to his supple dog flesh. And they load him up with ham sandwiches and potato chips and bananas. And they lower him. The dog is just like, this fucking sucks. They lower him to the ground. They're like on the top of the roof of the mall. And they put this like crane system. They put this hook on the dog and on the backpack. And they just lower him to the ground. The dog's just like, the fuck is this? As they lower him to the ground. And apparently you could communicate with Chips via whistles. And so they whistle at him. And that's what Andy does. And the dog comes a fucking running, chat. And Andy's built a little doggy door for him, chat. And he lifts it up and little Chips goes inside. And but then all the zombies notice the zombie door. It changes from a doggy door to a zombie door, chat. And the fucking zombies start piling in. And they're like, oh no, oh shit. And they also they put like a radio on Chips too, so they'll be able to communicate with Andy. And they hear all the like guns and explosions and stuff. Eventually, you know, Ving Rhames, he grabs the radio, or no, it's Michael. It's Michael who has the radio. He goes, Andy, are you okay, Andy? And thank you, Bench of the 5 biddies. In a mall with no toy remote, airplane, or car. Yeah, I know, like a drone. Well, that's a good point. That's a very good point. This whole scene is dumb to me. Like, there could have maybe drones. Were drones around back in the 2000s? I don't know. That would have been cool. This part, again, very, very dumb what's about to happen. Very, very dumb. Oh, my God. But, like, Michael, he gets on the radio. He's trying to, hey, Andy, are you there? Andy, is everything okay? And Andy's just like, oh, hey, guys. Oh, so good to hear your voices. It's like, man, those zombies, they sure bite hard. No, those guys sure bite hard and bite deep. And I'm like, damn, Andy. Like, the acting from Andy here is not great because he's like, boy, there's a lot of blood. Oh, so much blood. Don't worry, guys. I'm just going to clean this out with some good old soap and water. That beats any infection, right? Just good old American soap and good old American water. Boy, I can see the bone. So it's like, all right, sure. He's like, am I talking to my best bud, Ving Rhames? And Ving Rhames is like, hey, how you doing, Andy? He's like, oh, I'm doing okay. Oh, man, they took a big chunk out of me, but I think I'll live. And he's like, ugh. Everyone's like, hey, should we tell him? They're like, no, it's not great. And while they're talking, chat, they hear bah, bah, and they see the truck that they used, like some of the members of the group used to get there early in the movie, chat, when they came from Fort Milwaukee, and they see that the redheaded girl has hijacked this truck, chat, and is going through the huge fucking horde of zombies, chat, just to get the dog. And there's a line in the movie where Burrell, is that dumb bitch gonna get that goddamn dog? And she jumps out, she's like, I'm coming, Chips, I'm coming! And she goes through the doggy door, which is now a zombie door, chat, and more zombies begin to pile in to the store. And I'm like, what the fuck? So dumb. And they're like, oh, Jesus. And then they see that Andy's on the roof. They're like, oh, there's Andy. Where's Andy? And he's like, ah. He's like doing something. He's like writing some message. And this is weird to me. So I guess Andy died. And he's like, Andy's dead now. Apparently he bled out or something, and he lifts up the sign, but it's just covered in blood. So they do the thing that Romero did with a lot of the other his trilogy, where the zombies still have some humanity to them, and they'll repeat things they did in their lives. That's why they're attracted. They're attracted to them all for some reason. Maybe that's where they used to go when they were alive. It's like that. And so Andy was just doing the sign thing so long that as a zombie, he's just like, this seems right? And it's all covered in his own blood. He's just like, so Andy's a zombie now. So this whole fucking plan is just awful. Bad plan, chat. And at this point, they're like, we got to go. And first I'm like, fuck them both. Fuck them both. I was like, I feel bad for Andy. Andy didn't deserve to get what he got. He did not deserve that, chat. But redhead girl, she made her choice, and she's locked in the gun store at this point. And they're like, we got to rescue her. And they're like, oh, my God. And so Ving Rhames is going to go, Michael is going to go, Terry's going to go, and Redneck Guy. Now, I say redneck, and of course that is a derogatory term, chat, but he's a good guy. I say redneck because he's very much a redneck. He embraces that, chat, and he's like, I'm gonna go save that goddamn girl. Also, CJ goes with them. CJ also goes with them, too. And they're like, all right. what we got to do. And so what they plan to do is they go back in the parking garage and they have like a manhole cover, and they're going to go through the sewer system, chat. Always a smart move, as we all know, chat. Anytime in a zombie apocalypse, you always want to go into the sewer. What's the worst that can happen? And so they go down in the sewer and they go out towards like as close as they could possibly get to the gun shop. They come out of there, chat. Redneck guy is named Tucker. Thank you. I'm going to start calling him Tucker. His name is Tucker, chat, because he deserves respect. Good old Tucker. Thank you. Thank you. For the babies, by the way. Zombies were very attached to the orange juice. They were. And so they're on the fucking street level, and they come out, and they're fucking zombies. And they're like, ah, shit. But they're trying to stay as quiet as possible, but they have to start shooting immediately, chat. They start shooting. They're all coming for him and everything. Eventually, they pile into the gun store, chat. They pile in there, and they see that the zombie Andy's like banging on the door, trying to get, we assume, is redheaded girl and Chips, Mr. Chips, chat. And Ving Rhames is like, I'll do it. He goes, Andy, I'm sorry, my brother. And Andy's like, whoa! And then he fucking, boom, he blows Andy's head off, chat. Just explodes. He's like, you see his tongue? Like, it blows like the top half of his head, chat. So all he has is like his bottom jaw and his tongue and his bottom row of teeth. And he falls down dead. They get the girl. She's guys, hi, guys. She doesn't even say sorry. I would like, you need to say sorry immediately. But no, she's like, hi, I got chips. Wonderful, wonderful. I'm glad you found chips. And so they're like, all right, we're going to get as much fucking ammunition as we can possibly get at this point. So they grab all the guns that they can, shit, all the ammo they can that they need for their weapons. And they were like, we got to get out of there. And they go back towards the manhole cover. At this point, so many zombies have been attracted to the noise and then towards the manhole cover. They just start shooting them, giving people cover as they go inside. And Tucker, chat, formerly known as Redneck Guy, he's giving everyone as much space as possible. He's like, no, get in there. I'll cover you. They're all going down. And eventually the zombies are almost swarming on him. He's like, fuck. And he's like, he has to jump in, chat. He falls in and goes right there. He lands on his legs, but he breaks his fucking leg. Bone just goes right there. He goes, ah! And CJ, Michael Kelly, good Michael, who's now a good character in the movie. At first, he was an asshole. He's gotten much better as his dynamic with the group has improved. And he's like, and he goes, go ahead, guys. I'm gonna grab Tucker. And he grabs him, Chad. He grabs Tucker. He's pulling him by his back, Chad. But this is so bad. This is a great action scene where he gives Tucker these two pistols. And he goes, and he starts shooting them, trying to keep him off himself. And CJ, as he's dragging him down the sewer, the length of the sewer. And it's like, this is really, really good. Never the sewers, never the dum-dums, very much dum-dums. And I love it. Tucker's like, just screaming as he's doing this. He's killing them all, Jay. He's doing a great job, but eventually they just get overrun. They get overrun, and they start grabbing at Tucker's feet, and they start crawling pop of him, and CJ's like, no, Tucker! And Tucker's like, just kill me! And Tucker just ends his misery, chat. But Tucker was a badass, chat. He made sure everyone got into the manhole cover in the sewer system. He protected everybody, and he was a badass when he was being dragged, Chad, to shoot all these goddamn zombies. So R.I.P., Chad, R.I.P. to Tucker for his contribution to the group. He didn't need to die. Chad. It's that goddamn redhead girl and the wrath she wrought upon these people is not deserved, Chad. You can salute him. At this point, everything's fucked. Also, they asked Ty Burrell to stay near the door that goes from the parking garage into the mall grader. Just keep it open so when we run up here, there might be zombies behind us because the door automatically shuts. Okay, it's locked, so you can only open it from the other side. So please stay here, Ty Burrell. Keep the door open so we come back. Ty Burrell's like, no problem, guys. I'll do that. And he's like, nah. They get up there, chat. Ty Burrell is gone, and they're banging on the door, and Ty Burrell's nowhere inside. And they're like, fuck! As more zombies start coming up the stairs, and CJ, he's just fucking pumping them full of as much hot molten lead as possible, chat. Eventually, Anna comes to the door, opens it up, and they pile in. The thing is, though, there's so many zombies come up the stairwell, they can't close the door, chat. They just can't do it. They're moving too fast. They're too strong. And they're putting as much molten lead as they can to them, but they can't. They're like, fuck, we gotta go now. And they just start booking shit. They start running as they're being chased by these zombies, and they go to the parking garage. And Ty Burrell's like, hey, where you guys been? I've been waiting. You're like, fuck, Steve, we're gonna fucking kill you, Ty Burrell. We're gonna kill you. And they all start piling into the trucks. Because now it's like, even though we had 5 days, we have no time to prepare food or water. They have now, see, all this was done because of that girl. Because of that goddamn girl. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. They could have had a fighting, they could have literally had a fighting chance, and now they're all panicked. They don't have the supplies they need. They're fucked. They're fucked. And so they go inside the truck, chat, and they barrel outside. The thing is, the zombie horde is just so thick, they literally just can't move anymore. There's so many dead bodies underneath the tires of the trucks. And the zombies they're so heavy and they're pushing on it, they're going to tip over the cars. And so they grab the chainsaws, chat, and they start like slicing them down the side, like to keep them all off, just cutting them in half and everything. But it's still so much work. And eventually, like, we got to use the explode. They're shooting them, too, from the, like, these little slots, these little holes they put inside the truck. And they boom, boom, boom. Well, the shotguns, chat, and pistols, anything that they have. They don't really have assault weapons. Oh, they did get some assault weapons from Andy's shop before they left. But at this point, we got to use, CJ's like, it's time for propane and propane accessories. Hank Hill would be proud because they have jury-rigged these propane bombs, shit, and they light them with a fuse. And CJ, he has one of the propane bombs. He comes off on top of the truck, and he goes, yeah! And he throws it in front of the truck, chat. Good distance. I think no matter what, the trucks would have been blasted, and they all would have been dead. But this one zombie grabs and goes, and he shoots at chat, and ba-boom, big explosion, chat. And I love it because the zombies, like, they get hit with the blast and the fire and everything, but some zombies just get the residual just like impact, and the zombies are like, what the fuck? Like, even the zombies are like getting up, they're not moaning, they're just like, hold on, give me a minute, man, Jesus. Like, even they were just like a little confused and just did not expect something. Like, I thought it was really funny. But they made an opening for themselves and they continue forward. The problem is, though, chat, they're trying to get there, I guess, as fast as possible, and there's so many more zombies on them. At one point, Ving Rhames, he's driving one of the other trucks. His truck has Ty Burrell. I think it has Ty Burrell, the guy that wears lady shoes, the blonde bombshell, and CJ. I think CJ's in there. Thank you, Christopher Thubbies. Whoa, I just saw this Wikipedia page. Nancy from Nightmare on Elm Street did the makeup effects. What? Really? I forget. What? That's cool. Wow, she did a good job. She did a very good job. Glad she had another career, like, after still involved in horror movies. Excellent makeup. Holds up. It's one of the best aspects of the movie, in my opinion. Think of the 5 biddies. But Ving Rhames makes a really sharp turn, chat, and the fucking truck overturns. It's like, oh, go. And the guy that wears lady shoes, chat, he has his chainsaw. He's like, oh, no. And he cuts right through the blonde bomb. She's like, ah! It goes right through her bazooka, chat, right down this, like, ah! And she's cutting too. It's like, oh, my God. And he dies too, chat, because he cracks his neck and he just dies instantly. But eventually it crashes, and Ty Burrell's like, oh, fucking shit. And he goes out of the truck. He's like, oh. He's just trying to get out. He's like, I'm alive. And he's like, the fuck is that? Because all this, like, weird gunk starts falling his arm. He looks up, and there's a zombie monkey. And he goes, ah! And it jumps on him, and starts nibbling on Ty Burrell. He's like, yo. And then eventually, Michael, he stops the truck, and everyone in that truck starts piling out, tries to help the other survivors, try to get them inside. And, Anna goes there, and she's helping Ving Rhames and everybody else. And they're like, what happened? What happened? It's like, oh, the fucking car crashed, and fucking guy that wears shoes, he's dead. And also the blonde bombshell, he's dead too. And also Ty Burrell, he left us. And they're like, oh, shit, oh, no. And then they're about to leave, but then they see Ty Burrell. He goes, whoa! And he goes toward him, and Anna's like, don't worry, guys. I'll take care of this. And she pulls out her gun and goes, boom, chat. And she gave Ty Burrell what he fucking deserved and what he asked for, chat. It was, if I ever become one of those things, put one in my noggin. And she did that for him, chat. Killed him. And even Ving Rhames is like, damn, girl. Eventually, they all pile into the other truck, chat, and they keep driving. To the marina. They get there. The sun's coming up and everything, but there's just so many goddamn zombies, and they accidentally crash the truck. And they all start piling out. They start fucking running at this point to the docks. And CJ, he's like, you guys go. I'll give you fucking covering fire. Go, go, go. Ving Rhames is like, no, CJ, you got to join us. He's like, I got you, Ving Rhames. I got you. We started out as enemies, but we're the best of friends. And they do the Arnold Schwarzenegger, Carl Weathers, like, Ebony and Ivory, like, power-up move. Just like, it's like, hell yeah, Ebony and Ivory. And Ving Rhames, he runs off. He's like, CJ. CJ's like, ah, shit. They all start piling in the truck, chat. He starts shooting all of them. He goes out like a fucking champ, chat. Eventually he goes, just shoots him, everything. And he sees shit. He sees the thing. That is his destiny, chat. Propane and propane accessories, right? And the zombies start, like, munching on him. He goes, huh, and he fucking fires at it, chat. It's like, I'll tell you what. And he blows them up, chat. Ba-boom, big explosion, chat. And they all die. Including CJ Hill, chat. CJ Hill was his name. Like, that's pretty goddamn cool. Little reference to the propane, King of the Hill itself, chat. That was the last member of the Hill family, chat, and he died doing what he loved. Selling propane accessories and using it to kill zombies. And actually, everyone runs out to the dock. They have Ty Burrell's fucking Anna. She has Ty Burrell's key. And everyone's there. The survivors chat, which is Ving Rhames at this point. Ving Rhames, Terry, the dumb redheaded girl, Anna, and Michael. And Michael says, I can't go with you guys. And they're like, what are you talking about? What do you mean you can't go? And he shows his arm. She got bit. I got bit outside the gun shop. And they're like, no. And like Anna and Michael were like forming like a bond, like almost like a romantic relationship. It was growing, chat. And he says, you guys got to go. You guys got to go. Just live for me. I'm just going to stay here and enjoy the sunset or enjoy the sunrise. And they go and they go in the boat. And they're like, oh, Michael, no. They're all sad and shit. And Michael just stares off at them. She has the zombies start to come near him. They're running towards him on the marina. And he pulls out his gun. He pulls out his gun, chat, and it cuts to black. And you hear, bang. And Michael is no more. And you would think that's the end of the movie, chat. That's it. That's Dawn of the Dead, the 2004 Zack Snyder directed remake. But there are various found footage throughout the credits sequence, chat. So it's not over. We see what life is like on the boat. And there's bazungas. There is bazungas, chat. There's Anna's bazungas. You also see redhead girls' bazungas. There's that. Everyone's having a good time on the boat, chat, until they run out of fucking food because they didn't bring enough, and they eventually start to starve and die from dehydration. But they finally do come to... Also, Chips the dog survives. Chips the dog is also on the boat for anyone who was asking. The Chips the dog does survive. But they come to one of these islands and they dock to a, chat, and Chips, he goes, arr, 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 starts barking, chat, runs off, and the red girl's like, Chips, and go, oh my god, as these fucking zombies start coming out of the goddamn forest, chat, start running up towards the boat, and the camera just fucking drops as they start shooting, and then it cuts to black, chat. And that, my friends, that is Zack Snyder's 2004 remake of Dawn of the Dead. Now, I think they all died at the end. But was there a Martha? You would think. The old lady's name was Martha. Her name was Martha, chat. He's like, yeah, there she is. That's the OG Martha, chat. That's the OG. I think they died. 3 out of 5 Mekhi Phifers. I agree. I agree. This is the thing for Rhames is like, fuck y'all. That's the best line in the movie. That's a pretty good line. I think they all died. I think it's clearly intent. It's funny because that's how George Romero wanted to end Dawn of the Dead. So you guys might, we watched Dawn of the Dead back on Halloween. Did my horror movie marathon on Halloween. It was great. It was very fun. We watched Dawn of the Dead, and we watched the one which was the ending that was in theaters and things. But Romero had shot another ending where everyone dies, where his two surviving characters shout. One of the soldiers kills himself, and the pregnant reporter. She cuts her head off using the helicopter blades. It's like, fuck, and it just ends that way. But, like, that's the ending he wanted. But the studio said, this is too fucking dark, man. And they did a new ending, which is much more positive in its outlook. And so I felt like Zack Snyder wanted to do both here. I was like, hey, they got away, but then maybe they didn't. Maybe they all died inevitably. So, if anything, Chad, the thing that we all learned, the elite thing of 25 biddies is a couple rules here, Chad, a couple rules. Number one, if you're pregnant... zombie Russian girlfriend if you're a pregnant Russian girlfriend, you got bit by a zombie, you gotta put her down. You just gotta put her down. That's inevitable, all right? Gotta do that. Number 2, don't go for the fucking dog, okay? Don't let the redheaded girl go for the fucking dog, all right? That's another big one, chat. And 3, chat, don't trust Ty Burrell, okay? He will betray you constantly. Why you put so much trust in that guy? But listen, overall, the first hour of this movie is great. Like, I was like, wow, I was really enjoying it. But then there's just dumb scene after dumb scene. And it's like, man, you're starting to poison the well here. Yeah, that third act really bugged me. It was like, this is a lot of dumb decisions on top of each other, just one after the other. It's like there were some cool action sequences in the middle of all that. But it's disappointing. It's a solid remake. I don't think it reaches the same heights in regards to like the drama of the original one and the character interactions, but it's still a very entertaining film. I would give it a matinee. It would have been a full price. I'm like, wow, this is some full price territory, but because of some of the stuff that happens, I have to give it it's a matinee, Chad. It's a solid matinee for me. Or shoot the redhead. That's also true. Yeah, Chad, it's a little frustrating. Chris Harris, I still love it. I think it does what a remake should use the original as a springboard and go off on your own path. Full price. Fair enough. Yeah, I did enjoy it, though. I did enjoy it. I had a lot of fun with it. Like that first hour, like really, it was like really goddamn good. And there were some great action sequences in it. A lot, the zombie effects all hold up really well. The practical ones, that is. The makeup's really good. But yeah, it has some issues, especially in the last 30 minutes. But overall, enjoyable. And it's very well paced. I will say this: it moves very quickly. It's only an hour and 40 minutes, so it's fun for that. There's a bonus on DVD that I enjoy, 20-minute news footage covering the events of the zombie uprising. You can see on YouTube. Nice. I saw the one where it was about Andy. You learn more about him. He had like a blog and stuff, and how you talk about like his daughter and things. I remember that one. I don't think I've ever seen that one. That's pretty cool. I know that the DVD, it was like one of those really big DVDs that was packed with features. People were like, whoa. Remember, it's like, the DVD to buy in 2005 is Dawn of the Dead, which is like, yeah, true. It came with a lot of stuff. They put a lot into the market in this movie. And it was a success for them. It was a critical and commercial success for Zack Snyder and Universal. No doubt about it. Oh, okay, I haven't seen it in a while, but I'd say full price. Fair enough, because honestly, watching again makes some of Snyder's later movies that much more frustrating because you can tell he's a really talented guy who kept learning all the wrong lessons. Yes, from how people respond to his movies, and his movies end up suffering for it. I agree. That's like watching this movie. I see a really talented filmmaker here. He made a few errors, and some of the writing probably. I think I think James Gunn probably deserves a little bit of criticism, chat, for the stuff like the zombie baby and the stuff that the redheaded girl does. That's like, that's on the page. That's on the written page. Unless that was changed, I don't know. But like, hey man, he deserves some criticism too. I think so. So, but no, it's so overall, it's an enjoyable zombie film, chat. I can totally see why people love this movie. But for me, it's a matinee. It's a very entertaining and fun matinee. And also with a couple of good laughs in there, too. No question. But I hope you guys enjoyed the review. Chat, I hope you all really enjoyed my review, my scene by scene breakdown, chat, for Dawn of the Dead, the 2004 remake. Ritmani. High rental for me. The opening sequence and shooting the crowd of zombies are my favorite part. Opening scene's great. He knew how to start that movie. Like, we get zombie stuff 7 minutes in. 7 minutes in, chat. It was a really solid way to start the movie. But, chat, if you please forgive me, I'm just going to go ahead and freshen up my beverage. I'm a very thirsty boy. In the meantime, please entertain yourselves amongst yourselves, and then I'll come back and I'll do my spoiler review, chat. I got another one for you, another scene by scene breakdown for the Infinity Train, chat, episode 9. The Past Car, the penultimate episode. Stick around.